So, welcome back. Another round of King Street Kids Q&A, where kids send us their questions. Big kids, little kids, King Street kids send us questions, and we do our very best to answer them. Why do you wear different colors on different Sundays? I guess I could go ahead and take a stab at it. So in the church, we have different seasons, kind of like you have different seasons on a calendar year, winter, spring, summer, fall. We have different seasons of the church year. And just like in different seasons, you think about different things. So like in springtime, you think about things growing and blooming. In summer, you think about vacation, or in winter you think about Christmas is coming, or fall you think about Halloween. In the church year, with our different seasons, we think about something different, particularly when it comes to Jesus's life and his teaching. And so during those seasons, we wear different colors to help signal that we've changed seasons. And so if you look around the church space, we wear a different color stole or a different color chasuble with our robes. That shows that the season has changed. We have different colors on the altar and on the pulpit. And that shows that we're focusing on something different about Jesus's life.
The liturgical calendar helps us tell the story of our time together as the church and our time in the Holy Scripture. I think that the calendar is something we should pay attention to.
So, what does Daniel study at this pastor school? What does Daniel study at seminary?
I would say, so my program is the Masters of Divinity, which is kind of like the theology and practice of ordained rostered ministry, whatever we want to call it. And then a Masters of Christian Education. So it's a combination of theology and then like teaching, and now I'm in Greek, so biblical language that goes into it. It's so much. Greek is where I'm at now, and it's just that's a tough language. Yeah, exactly. But it's pretty heavy on the theology, which is obviously what you want, I think, in a pastor. But it's been an interesting ride, to say the least, so far.
I love that a seminary education is so diverse. We study in my Master of Divinity, it was a 90-hour program, so 3 full years plus all of the other things that you have to do, and which Wake Forest required the things other seminaries require. We had to do language. I studied Latin too. I actually enjoyed Latin. We have to study history, church history. We have classes about literature, which is Bible, Old Testament, New Testament. We have theology classes. We have about ministry and caring for other people. And there's not many classes about administration. It's funny because the things that sometimes we need to be taught about how to, for instance, have church in a pandemic. We don't really learn that. That's not something that we are taught.
What I really liked about my experience in seminary is that we were also required to get practical education, take the stuff we learned in the classroom and actually use it somewhere. And so I had what they called field education. And so I actually worked in a church under another pastor while I was studying in seminary. So it was a chance to take those things that I learned in a classroom and actually use them and see how they worked in a congregation. And it helped me understand, why am I learning the things that I'm learning?
Our third question for the day comes all the way from Walterboro, South Carolina, from a Mr. Kevin Wicker.
He's not a King Street kid.
It's fine. Reverend Dr. Eric Childers, have you read all the books in your library? I mean, it seems like quite the extensive collection there.
So the short answer is no, because there's so many, and I've come across books. I collect books like other people may collect other things. I like books. And then most of them, some degree of yes, I've read them or studied them, or I have them for a specific reason. It's very hard for me to get rid of a book because they have sentimental attachment. There's just so many here. I love presidential biographies. I have those, fiction there. There's so many, I have some classics here. There's just so many good ones out here. Yeah. So, no, I have not read them all, but I've read a lot of them.
Yeah, I think there's one book in particular I like on that shelf. I think you know which one it is. Jaws.
Oh, yes. Right there. Yeah.
You're like a book hoarder. All right. Well, another fine crop of questions.
Remember, if you like this content or other content like it, hit that like button, subscribe, send us your questions to me, youth@smlccharleston.org.
Till next week.
We'll see you next week.
Send us your questions, and we'll see you around.